Hi everyone, I'm Miss Alyssa.
And I'm Miss Teresa.
And today we're here to talk about our August book club, which is
Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library
by Grabenstein. Yay!
Yes. Okay, so what did you think about this book?
I was super excited to get it in my hand and start reading it. And I did like the book, but the puzzles are really easy to me.
I see. I had the opposite reaction. When we chose this book, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. I'm not really big into puzzles and riddles, so I was thinking that this might be a little too hard for me to figure out. And I didn't want to be frustrated while I was reading it. So, but I was really pleasantly surprised. So if you're not good at puzzles or riddles, like I'm not really good at them, or you're just beginning to learn how to do those kind of things, then you will enjoy this book, because I felt like those riddles and puzzles were just hard enough that they made it interesting to figure out. They weren't too easy for someone like me to figure it out, but I guess they were a little too easy for you.
I mean, I do a lot of puzzles though. Like, I knew what to look for.
Okay.
But I did enjoy it because there's a lot of cool things going on in the book in general.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth the read.
Yeah, for sure. I think that even if you're not really big on the puzzles and the riddles, just reading about all the interesting things in there, because this is a futuristic library.
Yeah,
they have so many incredible things, and it just happens in a library in any town. It could be in a Fresno or a Clovis library, and but it's futuristic. And these kids have never had a library before. In 12 years, this town has never had a library. So this is a Mr. Lemoncello's library.
Which Mr. Lemoncello turned out to be this famous game maker. So he's made all these crazy video games, board games, puzzle games. There was a game about exploding squirrels, I think they mentioned.
And so they take a lot of those elements and they put it into the library.
Which is awesome.
Which is awesome to read about. So what was your favorite part of the book?
Obviously, my favorite part of the book was the really cool library. There was a holographic tiger. There was a mother goose that conducted story time. The goose read the book to you, and I think it had little holographic images telling the story of the book. I really liked. They had a video game where you can immerse yourself into everyday life in medieval times. Yeah. And they have the smells and the sights and the wind blowing on you, and it was all 4D, and I thought that was so cool. Yeah, if you're in the sewers, you're gonna smell the sewage water, but if you're in the forest, you're gonna smell the trees, and that was a really interesting part to read about. And also, if you needed to get a book on the highest shelf, they had this magnetic jetpack type thing that would lift you up to the book you wanted
and then bring it right back down. So really cool. that was a really, I wish that we had that here, but it was really interesting to see all of the fun things that Mr. Lemoncello came up with, and they were incorporated into a library setting.
What was your favorite part?
So I liked a lot of different things. I liked that, one, the puzzles were easy enough for me to follow, but I also liked that the characters, they eventually ended up working as a team. So I mean, it's fun to play games by yourself and video games and stuff, but I think it's better when you're in a group. I think you have more fun when there's more people involved.
Having a player too definitely makes everything a bit more fun.
Exactly. And so I just thought that them coming together and working together was really nice. And it made me think of when I was younger and we would play games, or if we would do scavenger hunts or geocaching, and it was just so much fun to be together and do that. So I really enjoyed that. I also liked that it wasn't a scary, you have to escape from the library or else kind of situation.
That's definitely another difference between the other books we read. It was life or death for the main characters. This one, you could leave the library.
Yeah,
so it's fine.
There was a girl who had soccer practice, so she's sorry, I can't stay, and she got to leave, or someone wasn't interested and they got to leave. So the people that got to stay in the library were ones that were interested in playing the game. and they wanted to have fun, and it was just like a fun time for them to stay longer in the library and figure out all of these neat little puzzles and stuff. So I really enjoyed that. Who was your favorite character in the book?
Obviously, it was Dr. Zachenko, the librarian, because she was so cool, and she was Russian, which I thought was kind of cool. And she took all of Mr. Lemoncello's big, crazy ideas and made them into reality in the library. Yeah. She was the brains behind the operation. I just think she was so, I mean, obviously, I'm biased. We're both librarians, so I always think the librarian is the coolest. But she was just, I thought it was really cool how she was able to put all the hard work in, and it paid off for the community.
Yeah.
And herself to use all that cool stuff.
She seemed very mysterious, so
Yes.
I'd love to see, like, how did her and Mr. Lemoncello, meet and get to work together and stuff.
I will say anyone who I think is Russian is probably mysterious, and I want to know their story. So I think there should be a book on Dr. Zinchenko.
Oh yeah, I definitely knew about that.
Be the Mr. Lemoncello's library.
Yeah, because she was the one who had all the plans. Mr. Lemoncello really didn't know all the ins and outs, but she did. Like,
he had the big ideas. She
made it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she worked with all of the construction teams, and there were so many because every part that was being constructed was a secret. So no one really knew how everything interacted and worked together, but she did. So yeah, she was a great character. Now, my favorite character was Sierra. And I liked Sierra because
she was my second. I just want to say that.
I mean, listen, Kyle was great, Akimi was great, Miguel, they were wonderful. Haley turned out to be good at the end too. Like, they were good characters, but I just thought that Sierra reminded me of myself when I was younger. Like, during that age, like, you could find me in the corner with my nose in a book. Like, even now, I still carry a book in my bag just in case I have a moment to read. Yes. So I just saw myself in her. But I also like that they just didn't make her the bookworm. Yeah,
I will say I was a little nervous when she was first introduced. Like, she was just sitting in a corner reading, and I was like, well, that's all she's gonna do.
Yeah, it's great that she was in there and she was reading and she was doing what she enjoyed, but I like that they let her step out from behind the book. So when Kyle asks her questions, she interacts with him, and she's willing to join the group, and help out. And she's very smart, but she doesn't try to make anyone feel bad if they don't know the things that she knows. She was willing to just work as a team, and I really liked that. And she had fun, and she made friendships with these people. So
she also shared her love of books.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Kids, right?
Yeah. So we know that Kyle's not a big reader. Like, he's just there because he wants to see the inside of the library. He wants to see all the fun video games and interactive things. Yeah. So, but he finds a love of reading from interacting with all of his teammates. Like, they get to read Sherlock Holmes, and he has a good time reading that, and he's interested. He keeps adding books to the books that he has to read, the list of all the things that he needs to read later on when he leaves the game. So yeah,
that was really cool.
That was really fun. So who was the character that you liked the least?
I think everyone liked him the least. It was Charles Chillington, who was a very sore winner, and he just wanted to win to say he won to everyone.
Yeah.
He didn't. I think the saying, it's not always if you win or lose, but how you play the game. Exactly. He did not learn that. He just wanted to win to win. He kind of took the fun out of it for me. Every time I read about him, I was like, this isn't fun solving a puzzle, because
you could see the difference between Kyle's team and then between Charles' team. Like, Charles made his teammates feel like...
I was stressed out reading about it, because you felt like you had to get it quick, fast.
Yeah, you have to know it, no mistakes, that kind of thing. And you're not as smart as me, and you'll never win like I can. He didn't make it fun, and I felt bad that he didn't learn in the book. I thought he was gonna.
Yeah, at the end he had a chance to become a team player, show Mr. Lemoncello that he is there because he loves puzzles, and then he's not just a snob.
Yeah, when Haley went over to the other team, he was by himself because he let Andrew take the fall when they have been working together, and when he kind of pushed Andrew into being, a thief and stealing Sierra's library cards. So I was hoping that I would see him grow and be a better character, and he wasn't. He just continued to be kind of rotten throughout the whole book. But I am glad that he was removed by Mr. Lemoncello, and that they saw that he was not a fun player, and that he wasn't being kind to the other people in the library, and he wasn't taking care of the library materials or exhibits, just like Dr. Zinchenko said to do.
So is he your least favorite?
Yeah,
as well?
he's my least favorite.
Okay, yeah, I think he's probably everyone's least favorite.
Yeah. So, would you read another book by this author?
I would. However, I really hope the puzzles are a little bit more challenging for me. But I feel like I enjoyed the puzzles, even though I solved them pretty quickly. So I would read it. Another one by Chris Grabenstein. How about you?
I would definitely read another book. I didn't find that the puzzles were super easy. Like I said, I'm still a beginner when it comes to these things. So yes, I would definitely read the second book. And the second book is Mr. Lemoncello's Library Olympics. And so this one has Kyle and his teammates again, and they're back with Mr. Lemoncello. And this time they're with the Library Olympics, which what is the Library Olympics?
I do want to know what the Library Olympics are.
Yeah, there's going to be some more puzzles, clues, thrilling surprises. So yeah, I will definitely be reading this one because I would like to know what's happening. How do they get back into the library with Mr. Lemoncello?
Okay, but how about people that maybe need a break from the library?
Okay, so if you want to take a break from the series, or you want to read something that's similar to it, then we have The Candy Makers by Wendy Max.
I like it already.
And so this one is going to be for children, and they're selected to compete in a national candy making contest. So you've got Logan, Miles, Daisy, and Philip, and they're going to be battling it out with wits and sugar, and they find themselves in a candy-filled world of surprises, suspense, and mouth-watering creations. So that sounds really interesting.
Sounds delicious. So if you need something sweet, maybe not so adventure-like or thrilling, well, this one is a little bit different. Mm-hmm. This is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl.
A classic.
Classic book. It's great. There's candy involved.
Mm-hmm. A golden ticket.
A golden ticket. I think Charlie finds a golden ticket, and he's chosen as one of the few winners that get to go into the super secret, super mysterious Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, so that's an interesting book as well.
Yeah, very fun.
And then for next month?
Yes, next month our book is
The Jumbies!
The Jumbies by Tracy Baptiste.
Mm-hmm. And so now where this book that we just read was more in the everyday reality that we live in, this is going to go back into fantasy.
Well, this takes place on Trinidad, which is a real island. Mm-hmm. And it's about Corinne, and on Trinidad, there's humans like Corinne existing, and there's also the Jumbies, which are
like trickster monsters a little bit.
Mythological characters.
Yeah. So it goes back to that kind of element. You do have a real island, but we have some, supernatural things on it as well.
Some fantastic elements, if you will. It's really good.
Yeah,
really like
a
it.
little creepy.
It's creepy, but we're really excited to share that with you guys, and that'll be next month for September.
Yeah. So make sure to go to our Overdrive app and get it as an ebook or an audiobook,
or request a physical copy to come to your branch at our curbside service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So remember, guys, that we have our videos every Friday. So please follow along, leave comments and tell us how we're doing. Send us suggestions on what books you'd like to see us read. And I think that's it.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you next month.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.